If you like soccer and predicting and maybe wagering on soccer games, football in many different countries, boy, is this video going to be awesome for you. So I've spent a lot of the last week working on a bunch of different algorithms that predict scores in different soccer leagues. The leagues are up here. They are Bundesliga, the Champions League, which just started, English Premier League, La Liga, Spain, I believe, Liga MX, Mexico, Ligue 1, which I believe is French, MLS for Major League Soccer in the United States, Serie A, which I believe is Italian. Those are the ones I have in here that I was easily able to get the statistics from RotoWire and odds and stuff to do those. Well, I have a different file for each one of them. And I wanted to be able to look at all of them at once by day so that you can wager, for a day and look at a day. Well, guess what? I did it. I connected it and everything is connected. And this is not a product I have for sale because it's too complicated because it's connected to all the files and it's not anything I want to sell yet. But I was thinking about selling the rendering of it, which is these projections that you're seeing pop up here. For example, this is the results from yesterday. Right? Yesterday, see if that freeze stops when I move around. Yesterday, there were 5 games. This is Friday the 9th. Okay. We have the league like over here. I'm actually going to get rid of the freeze panes because I think that will be easier for you to view this. This is a brand new way of doing this. Wait till you see how cool this is to browse. So here are the games that happened. And these were the leagues. Like it was a Bundesliga game. It was FC Augsburg beat Werder Bremen. That was an underdog that won. That was the only game that the algorithm did not get correct. It got everything else right. Monterrey beats Juarez. Girona, exact score predictor right here. Girona and Valladolid, whatever. Lens wins 1-0 over Troy, so the score is less than predicted. An exact 2-2 tie in Columbus Crew Montreal comes back, scores late. I had that. I had that at 14-1. I bet that 2-2 tie. All right, so now that was yesterday. All right. Well, what if you want to look for today? What are you going to do with this thing? Because this thing is getting to become really, really powerful. Watch this. I know that the zooming is doing weird stuff because it's doing a lot of stuff at once. So let's click on the 10th right here. Okay. Now that we did that, look at what just popped up. All of the games. Okay. They don't have results yet. So what we're going to do is it's doing some weird stuff because I'm doing a lot of processing at once, but it'll fix itself. Oh, get out of there. Let's hide this stuff if it'll let me. Not yet. See, it doesn't know where we are. Like the zooming is weird. There we go. We're going to hide this. And now we've got all of our games in whatever league we want for the day. These are all going on. Like there's a lot of games going on tomorrow. We've got projected scores over here. Okay. And we've got odds. All right. So it's kind of like, well, what are some interesting things to look at? And you want to look at where the projected score is predicting that an underdog might win, right? Here, this says tie here, by the way, in Borussia Dortmund and RP Leipzig. This is a Bundesliga. This 1899 might beat 05. Frankfurt beats Wolfsburg, but they're the favorite. Bayer Leverkusen barely beats Berlin. Okay, so you can go down the list and go in all these games because it's not just Bundesliga, right? You can choose whatever league you want. You can hit the slicer up here, like I just care about English Premier League, right? English Premier League are these games. And the only interesting thing I saw was Brentford over Southampton. That's the underdog. Thinks they win 2-1. The rest of it was pretty even. But the point is, how cool is this, right? Let's go back and look at every single game, or let's just do league by league because that's kind of the way you'd want to look at it. Is it makes more sense that way? So Bundesliga, there's a ton of games, and I didn't see any real. This is an underdog here. Bochum over Schalke 04. 250 says they win 2-1. So that's an underdog there for Bundesliga. Well, English Premier League, right? We just talked about that, and it was basically the Brentford game. Was about it. La Liga. La Liga has Barcelona supposed to crush it, but it's minus 450. Valencia is supposed to crush it at plus 195. 3 to 0.5. I mean, wow. So Valencia is a big pick at a great line if that line is there. Then thinking close to a draw here in this game with Sevilla and Espanyol. Celta Vigo, and I can change the names of these, but I'm not going to do it right now. It's Atletica Madrid, I think. Draw here. So draw, Valencia, Barcelona on La Liga. Liga MX, we've got Santos Laguna supposed to win, but they're the favorite, sort of. America, it's a pretty good line for a 3-1 game. America over Club Nixaka. Tigres Unal, not really. It says could be a draw in this game. It says a draw actually, right? 2-2 draw in Leo and Tigres Unal. Toluca, it seems to overestimate Toluca, so I'm a little concerned about this. But they are playing a team that's not very good, so they're actually the favorite here. And then Puebla, here we go. Here it's underdog 300 Puebla over Guadalajara. So that's at plus 300 there. So plus 185 with the draw, no push, or draw push bet, right? So that's interesting. So Puebla is a good pick down there. Ligue 1. Lille over Marseille as an underdog. Okay, that's one. And then this is a huge favorite for Paris Saint-Germain. And then let's do Serie A, and then we'll finish with MLS. Serie A, Napoli, but it's a bad line. Inter Milan, but it's a bad line. Not a great line for AC Milan either. So tough lines in Serie A. And MLS, finish off with that. Nope. Nope. Come on, mouse. Try it again. No, sometimes it just does not want to work right. So I don't know why I'm stuck in there. It won't let me. I'm using a weird pad because I don't have my mouse on me, but whatever. I'm going to be able to get to MLS. How do I get out of this? Excel does weird stuff sometimes, right? Let's try to get out of there. Come on, there we go. All right, so now we've got our MLS games, and MLS, it's been good with MLS. It's a very mature season. There's a lot of stats in here. You've got Portland Timbers supposed to beat Minnesota United, Philadelphia Union. That's not that bad of a line for a game that's supposed to be 3-1. Austin FC at an underdog line. This is actually a draw, but plus 180 for the Austin FC draw push bet. Atlanta favored and supposed to be Toronto. Colorado favored and supposed to be Vancouver. New York City, this is a kind of a draw, but it says New York City beats Charlotte stronger than it should, so it's not a bad pick. Draw between San Jose and Cincinnati, the Earthquakes in Cincinnati. And the odds makers do not have that way. They think Cincinnati is supposed to really win this game. The LA Football Club, there's kind of a close game. It thinks they win. Nashville beats the Galaxy. That the line is consistent with that. New England Revolution, here's an underdog, thinks that the Revolution beat the Red Bulls, and they're at plus 275 and plus 192 with the. Wow, that's amazing. So that's a big pick, the Revolution. Thinks a draw in the Miami Chicago Fire game, thinks a potential draw in the Kansas City Houston game, and thinks Real Salt Lake crushes it. 3 or 4 to 1 against real DC United. So that is the kind of cool stuff that you can browse, and you can see history of all kinds of things. I mean, there's so many cool things you can do with this connected file. I'm not selling it yet, so I don't want to get your hopes up, but I'm definitely going to figure out how to get this rendering. I mean, I technically could sell it. I can see how it's kind of easy to sell, actually. I'll think about doing that. But I'm not going to sell all the files that are connected to it. I would just sell a rendering of it at one point, and then but that's not really what you want. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it yet. I'm just kind of having fun playing around with it because this is really cool. And a lot of things I just talked about, I'm going to bet. And I won money today betting. I did pretty well today, and now that I'm really starting to look at all of these games all the time and see, where there's optimal places to bet. I have no idea how good this might get, so we'll have to see what happens. All right, guys. Good luck, everyone. May all your footballs be scoring